So now the next step here on this hoodie is or this jacket is, let me see what this to put the the sleeves. So I'm not in a hurry with this thing. I've got some time now. I was busy printing. The power finally came on yesterday, and then I printed until late, so, and I managed to deliver this morning, so everything is fine now. So now it's just to do the sleeves, and then I'll probably change the the thread for the overlocker, but I just want to make sure now the right sides must be together, so the curls to that side, so it must come this way. So I must use, this is the front, I must use the other one. Then everything will be fine. Am I right? Let me see. Yeah, so these sides must be together. It's a front, and this is the, oh, this is the front. So you know what, I almost attach it to the collar now again. Okay, so this is now the back side here, so it must be this side. So this is the front, so that is correct. So they must just align up there properly. So what I normally do is I just align them up like this, and then so that they sort of straight on this side, and then I put them here, and then I think they're fine. Let me make sure I'm happy. Yeah, so what I'll do is I'm going to change the thread of the overlocker again, so that it matches the color, because the ribbing is going to be black. And then okay, let me do it like this, because this is how I always do it. So with the hoodies, it doesn't matter that much, but if you do a shirt and that type of stuff, it's better to keep the, when you push it through the overlocker, to keep your sleeve at the bottom. It's much easier. Yesterday afternoon the sun came out, and it was a lovely afternoon, but now it's cloudy again, so we'll probably have some rain tonight again. It's almost end of the year, so yeah, so We'll just keep it at, because it's easier to make the sleeve flat as well. So if you keep it like at the bottom, then it's just easier. And you can follow the curve of the sleeve, cap, and armhole much easier. You do it like this. So you can pin them, but I don't pin them because it is just a bit of a waste of time. So you can easily follow the roundings of the, if it's at the bottom. Make sure that everything aligns up more or less. Hoodies, it's not a big thing. If you do a bunch of these hoodies, you can actually just go very fast with this. Oh, I'm not in a hurry today. I've done most of the printing work and quotations and stuff this morning, so now I can just focus a little bit on this, relax a little bit. Make sure everything is right here. Sometimes everything don't always line up perfectly, but at the end of the day, everything still looks good. So, but with the hoodies, it's not a huge thing because they stretch in any case, but it must be more or less correct because otherwise it won't fit properly. So yeah, you don't want anything to be skew. I think this is fine. I just want to check and make sure I did the right thing here now. Yeah, everything looks lovely here. So now what we'll do is we'll just attach the other one quickly. So the idea is to just align them up here and then sort of straight here with a with the side seams, something like that. Then you just get a much better fit as well. So you can see everything doesn't line up absolutely perfectly. See, those two notches must be absolutely perfect when you do it on a shirt. But with these hoodies, when you cut the material and you don't throw your textile out on a table that is smooth, like for instance this, then what happens is there's a cloth over my table. So, you know, you can get discrepancies because the cloth can stretch. But luckily with this, it is not the end of the world. But when you do t-shirts and stuff like that, you must be absolutely, especially with a fleece, you can get this type of thing. But when you do t-shirts and that type of stuff, you must be absolutely correct. There's no place for, like with the safari shirts, there's not really place for discrepancies there. It must just be done correctly. So it's easy if the sleeve is at the bottom, easy to follow the curves. And with this industrial overlocker, it's got a nice plate here on this side. So when you turn your cloth then, or your textile then, what happens is that you can follow the correct curves of the sleeve. Now, last week with my lock stitch machine, can't remember what you call it, that tension mechanism came loose. And it's the first time that has happened with me. But it was just screws that came loose. So I fixed it. And I think it's now much better than since I purchased it, because the tension discs open up much easier now when you lift the pressure foot. So yeah, so I think we're finished now. This is just a short video that I made. So it looks nice. I'm just going to do the top stitching now. Yeah, I've already done the top stitching there, so it looks good. It's nice and flat. The seams are not lifting up. better to do it with a cover stitch machine, but it's fine. It looks good, and it is. There's nothing wrong with it. And top stitch here also looks good. So I'm just going to do the sleeve now, the sleeve cap, and here by the armhole, and then I think I will probably then the next step is to change the thread on the overlocker, and then no, I forgot something. I need to now close this, but I first need to do the top stitch. Let me do the top stitch. Okay, so let us do the top stitch quickly, and then I can close the side seams, and then I can rethread the overlocker. Yeah, so you can miss the seam, but if you just take it slow and feel that it's, you can also hear the needle going through it, but it is possible if you do it like this that you can miss the seam at the bottom. But the accuracy is fairly good. So when you do the use the overlocker, your accuracy is good when you do the top stitch here. So there you can see none of the seams have been missed. So it's lying nicely flat, this one. So let me do the other one. So this whole mechanism came loose here, and it's got here on this side, it's got a screw that keeps it in place. But what came loose was the middle part of this mechanism. So I had to unscrew the whole thing, take it out, put it back, screw it back in again, and but now I think it's better. The discs are opening a little bit better. I think it's not perfect, but it's okay for now. So when you lift the pressure foot, the discs are opening slightly better. Not perfect, like I say, but it's fine for now. If there's something goes wrong again, what I'll do is I'll fix it again. But yeah, so those are things that can happen with these industrial overlockers, industrial lock stitch machines or straight stitch machines. But it generally doesn't happen too often. But yeah, it can happen. But to repair it is not a major issue. But when I go to the supplier again, I will just buy a new spring. because I did bend the spring here, this tension spring here, by accident in the beginning when I purchased the machine, but it's not, I fixed it, but I'll probably buy a new spring when I go there again. But everything is still working fine, there's no troubles. Generally with these industrial machines, you seldom have trouble with them. They can take a beating, and they are good machines. So especially this machine, it's an entry-level machine in the sense that it's an industrial machine, but it's not a leather machine. But yeah, it's not an entry level. It's a industrial machine, but it's not a leather machine. I won't do leather with it. But you generally don't have trouble with these machines. So everything is fine. So now we're going to close the side seam. Okay, so let us close the side seams here. I just want to get I must remember when I go to the supplier again, I must purchase another lamp for me, because I can't see properly here. And having to move the lamp the whole time is just an annoyance. And luckily these lamps aren't expensive, they are cheap. So now we're just going to close here. So I use these pins or these clips just to align the seams up there, but it's just more or less more for make sure that everything is fine here, and to hold it just in place a little bit for me, but everything lines up nicely. So even here I don't use pins to pin the sleeves together. Especially with this machine, I do use pins sometimes, but like for the safari shirts, but otherwise I don't, because I've got a heavy foot. So I will easily step on this machine and then my fingers will go through everything. So this machine oils itself the same as the lock stitch machine, but so you can see the oil coming up here, but only when the resolutions are higher. So it really pushes out the oil up there. So I sometimes do increase, just step on the foot plate harder, and then just to get some oil, to oil it inside a bit. Now, I've not changed the oil of this machine at all since I bought it. I'll see, I'm going to wait a while still, and then I will oil it, because it's got it's on this side, it's got a filter. So I'll probably only do that in a year's time. I'll clean it. And honestly, I don't know when is the best time to clean it. But I'll check. I did check the lock stitch machine, and the oil is still fine there. So I'm not just going to replace the oil and the filters for nothing. I'll wait a while. But I do oil the machine. This one gets oil here, oil there, some more oil inside, and the lock stitch machine as well. So I oil them regularly. But they've got oil pans at the bottom that's oiling the internal parts. So you have to oil it there. Replace the oil. Okay, so everything looks fine here. Let's sew this together. So to align up the two seams there, you just push it through as far as you can, and don't rush it through. And then you turn it. But everything aligns up perfectly. So okay. So the next step is to rethread the machine with the black. I must just think about it and see how I want to do it, because we're going to attach the zip next, and the collar and the waistband and the cuffs. So I'll have a look and see how I want to do it. I don't want to rush, because I want to use a different method a little bit there. So yeah, so this is it now. Okay, so this looks good. Everything looks fine. So we're going to do the cuffs next. I think everything is fine here now. So I think the black is going to look good with this We'll put a black zip here. Black waistband, black cuffs, black collar. Okay, so let's go and see.